Today I'm going to be showcasing and explaining why the kampfpanzer 07RH is not for unexperienced players. So while our player of the day moves into position, let me just quickly go through some of the features of the gun. It does have 200 alpha damage with only 205 standard pen. 205 pen is it's pretty low in today's roll of tanks, and the premium rounds with only 255 pen is going to struggle. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not terrible, but you will struggle against some of the heavies as you come up against tier 9s and 10s. Then take a look at the HE rounds at 320 damage with 90 pen. This is actually very nice considering the insane reload on this tank. I do believe the reload is about 4 seconds. You might be able to get it down just a bit more with some better equipment and possibly some crew skills. Talking about the ammo, it brings me to something I do want to talk about when it comes to this tank. And that is that this tank is very hard to play, and to get good results in it, you are going to have to be an experienced player. And yes, even if you're not, you can still have good games every now and then, but it's not really going to happen consistently. So why do you need to be an experienced player to play this tank? Well, the tank doesn't get armor. Yes, it's fast, it goes about 55-60, gets a good gun, but at the end of the day, you don't have alpha damage. You're gonna need to consistently be shooting enemies, and you don't have armor, so you can't really trade. Seeing as the alpha damage is 200, you're not gonna bounce. You don't have endless amounts of hit points as you're a medium. So what do you need to know to play this tank? Well, first of all, you're gonna know how to use the bush mechanics of the game. Spawning the enemies, pulling back, shooting from behind the bush, etc. Also a very important bit is actually knowing where to go on the map, reading the minimap, seeing where the enemies are advancing, when you can push, when not to push, and in general just being patient. Another part is actually knowing what ammo to use. That might sound stupid, but a lot of players just think, oh, I can just fire gold, that'll be fine. Well, I mean, you can in this tank, but it's not really a reliable option, seeing as the premium rounds actually cost between 4,000 and 5,000 silver each. And for being 200 alpha damage, that's bad. That's not good. However, if you aren't experienced players, I do believe you're going to find this tank very, very rewarding to play. At least I do. I'm not saying I'm the best player ever, but I'm definitely still learning, especially on PC, as I do come from console. I've played that for about 6 or 7 years on console, so switching to PC is definitely an experience. And in the background here, you can really see how fast this tank is picking up kills. When you get the gun firing, it just racks up the damage. He has picked up 2 kills. I don't know if you noticed, but earlier when he was shooting the T-77, he actually switched when he was firing over to the STA-1 to finish him off. That's something you don't really see very often, and it's how you can tell this guy's a pretty good player, by getting the gun out of the game, as we say. So in the case that he does end up at a later stage in this game, there's going to be at least one less gun that can shoot him. He does try and flank here to get the some nice flanking shots into the players moving to reset the cap. Does get caught out here though by the Super Pershing. Puts a nice round into the drive wheel though, and dodges around. You can see here it tries to reposition to catch the Super Pershing off. And there we go, you spot him there. Gets a shot for free, and he should be able to reload almost twice for every shot the Pershing takes here. There we go, does finish the Pershing and actually bounce some returning shots. You should not really expect this. He is getting very lucky. You should never rely on the armor on this thing. And you'll actually see later on in the gameplay that he might pull off a bounce that saves the game. I'll leave that for later. Emil pushes over, bounces some shots, and he's only got one left to put in him, and after that it's just slurping up the rest of his hit points. You can see Emir trying to get some cheeky shots to reset the cap, because the enemies are actually getting pretty close to cap it. You can actually see here that he damages that enemy just off him getting the defense points, even if you didn't actually see the actual damage as he went unspotted. Aims up at the ISM's turret here. I do believe that's the stock turret, and if I'm not completely wrong, that means that it's the IS's turret. So that's a pretty easy pen. It's up to 4,500 damage now, and he's looking for the finish on the Revelries. T28 Cupola shot, not really consistent to pen that. Does go for it anyway though. Doesn't get the pen. The Revelries pushes out and he gets the finish on him. And if you look top left now, it's all of a sudden gone to a 2v2. Or a 2v5, 2v4 actually, sorry. As he does reset the cap again. So it's our player in the KPZ here and then ELC on our team. Actually gets another shot onto the people in the cap circle as he tries to, what it looks like, reposition. T28 here, just gonna wait for him to go side on. That might be a pen. Very nice to see that. Does need to be careful here though. It was spotted not that long ago, and as you can see here, here's what I was on about earlier. The bounce that saves the game. The Scorpion bounces off him in the turret, I do believe, and yeah, very lucky. Tries spotting the Scorpion here, doesn't really get lucky. Oh, there he is. Doesn't look like he gets spotted in return though, which is very nice. Just gonna try and flank around a bit here to pick him up. And I don't know if you noticed, but like I was on about earlier, with the experienced players, they do often swap around the ammunition in this tank very often. And as you can see, he hit him for 286, I believe, which is way above his AP round damage, so he did fire some HE there to pick up the kill. That is very nice to see. And as the ELC on our team also picks up a kill, that brings it to a 2v2. So we can see here the enemy's got one tank in the capture circle. That is probably going to be the T28, as we see. And our player of the day and the ELC is going to showcase some excellent teamwork here, which is very nice to see, as you don't really see a lot of teamwork in the random battles anymore. You can see here is trying to move into the bush, trying to catch out the T28 or the ELC. Spots the ELC, puts a shot into him for free, and you can see the ELC on our team now moving up to try and support him. Should be able to get this guy out the game. ELC puts one into him, gets the second, and he is out the game. And from this point out, they can't really mess this up. All they need to do is keep working together, and the T28 turretless TD he's not really going to stand a chance. Should have bought a turret. Does get spotted here though, which is very odd considering the camo and the view range of this tank. Without spotting him in return. I'm guessing he is shaking in his boots right now, because he's on an absolutely insane game in this tank. 5.3k damage, 5.4k damage, and 7 kills. If you have a look, the ELC is actually 4 kills himself, so between them they have literally carried this game up until this point. And here we go again, he gets spotted again. Where could he be? He shouldn't really be getting out spotted, and considering the light tank on the team isn't spotting him either, it's very odd. And there we go, you can see the case was probably just him catching the top of his tank as he went over the ridge. That is probably why I didn't spot him. So here, our player just distracting him while the ELC tries moving around. T28 turns, and he picks an easy shot into the side of him, and the ELC finishes him. Very, very nice gameplay here, and some very nice team play. Ending it on 5.7k damage and some blind shots, as you'll see in the post-game stats. I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and I would greatly appreciate if you hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, consider subscribing. And once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.